The House is resumed. Kia ora tātou, no reira te whare. Tēnā koutou. Good evening, honourable members. When the House was suspended for the dinner break at 6 o'clock, the Honourable Nanaia Mahuta had just completed her speech addressing the House. We are now doing the Crown Entities Reform Bill, so I invite some honourable member to seek the call. I acknowledge the Honourable Member Kevin Haig.
Tēnā koe, Mr Speaker.
Tēnā koe.
Tēnā koe te whare. I take a what may be a brief call on behalf of the Green Party to say that we will oppose this bill and to set out some of our reasoning. It's one of those bills that is good in parts, but overall we believe is not worthy of support. Perhaps if I touch on the elements of the bill that we like to begin with. The first of those I want to acknowledge is the ending of the Crown Health Financing Agency. In fact, an agency that has been extremely important to the health sector. It's been effectively the sector's bank now for some years, and I believe that Graham Bell is deserving of considerable praise for the way he's carried out that work, and certainly in times past.
Order.
In times past, it's an agency that was absolutely essential, but for the most part, the role that it has been performing is now over, and so we're able to move forward without that agency, but to note the positive contribution it's made. The second aspect of the bill that I think is very positive, actually, on balance, is the creation of a health promotion agency. And again, it's no slight at all on the various entities that are being rolled into this new agency, because each of them has done some sterling work for New Zealand and New Zealanders over many years in some cases. And what I hope will transpire should the bill be passed and this new agency created is that the new agency will build from the work carried out by those agencies rather than starting from square one. I think that one of the things that the new agency will have the potential to provide is a unified approach to health promotion. And so health promotion, if I need to remind the House, is all about keeping people well in the first place. And there's a well-established formula for the actions that governments need to take to be able to do that. The promotion of healthy public policy, the creation of supportive environments, the strengthening of community action, the development of personal skills, and the reorientation of health services. And the most important of those, from the point of view of government, the one where government is most directly able to change outcomes, is that of developing and promoting healthy public policy. And so this new health promotion agency will have greater clout and greater ability to be able to influence public policy, although I note that that's one of the functions that is not explicitly set out in the bill, and I hope that in the consideration by the Select Committee that will be one of the matters that is addressed. I also want to draw attention to another function that's not clearly set out in the bill, and that is the function of funding health promotion activity and public health work. The bill transfers some functions of the Ministry of Health to the new agency, but is unclear about what will happen to funding of public health. I urge the Government and the Select Committee to very strongly consider adding the funding of public health services into the functions of the new agency. And I fear that the alternative may be for the ministry to devolve funding of public health services to district health boards. In my view, and the view of the Green Party, that would be a grave error in that it would run some of the risks that have befallen mental health funding, where funding intended for a particular purpose is in fact transferred over and used for another purpose. Perhaps I might move on to mental health funding now, because one of the aspects of the bill that we oppose is the rolling of the Mental Health Commission into the Health and Disability Commissioner's Office. We oppose that for a variety of reasons. One is that it will weaken the focus on mental health. And mental health has had an interesting journey in the health sector, from being very clearly a Cinderella service in the health sector, one that was underfunded and under-recognised by mainstream services. Through the work of the Mental Health Commission, it has developed a greater prominence. Our awareness of mental health needs is much greater, and mental health services have become much better. The development of the blueprint for mental health services was a very important landmark event in health services development in this country. Still, however, at this point that the Mental Health Commission is to be rolled into the Health and Disability Commissioner's Office, the Mental Health Commission has not completed its task. Because what we still see from district health boards is the money that is reserved, ring-fenced in fact, for mental health services being used outside of the ring fence and for other services. And that's occurring at a time when all bar one, I think, of our 20 district health boards have not yet met their blueprint volumes for mental health services. In other words, they are not yet providing all of the mental health services that the blueprint says that they ought to be. So that is not a time to risk the Mental Health Commission's mission by this kind of change, and that's what the bill does. The Health and Disability Commissioner's Office is another institution within the health sector that does a splendid job, but it's a very different job from the one that the Mental Health Commission performs. Our fear from this party is that this change will undermine the work of the Mental Health Commission, and we don't believe it's appropriate. The other significant change that's contemplated by this bill and intended by this bill is to roll the Charities Commission into the Department of Internal Affairs. And so we believe that that would be a terrible mistake. We would be probably the first party in this House to have some criticisms of the way that the Charities Commission has gone about its work. But nonetheless, we believe that the institution of the Charities Commission is an important one. And here's the reason, sir. Charities, the community sector, that third sector, is explicitly not part of the state sector. And part of the whole rationale for the development of a Charities Commission in the first place was to ensure that that third sector, that community sector, did not become hostage to ministerial whim. And so we said that the policing of that sector, the regulation of that sector, needed to be independent from ministerial intervention and ministerial control. And by rolling the Charities Commission into the Department of Internal Affairs, that separation is entirely lost. And the door is again opened to political interference and to political decisions about that third sector and its own regulation. And so we believe that's inappropriate. So on balance, sir, it's a mixture of some things that have some promise and are actually very positive, and some things that actually are the wrong way to go. And on that basis, we can't support the bill. We hope that some changes will be made at select committee stage to enable us to support future stages. And we're very happy to work with other parties to enable that to occur. Thank you, sir.